Hey y'all, Irix Guy here, back again with another DJI Mavic Pro and DJI Phantom 4 Pro opinions video. So now that I've had a chance to field test both of the drones, and if you haven't checked out my field test videos and my other videos, check them out. I've got a ton of them already and a lot more coming soon. But I just wanted to provide some of my feedback. Ultimately, I feel that for viewers to be able to watch the videos and develop their own opinions, that's the best case scenario, especially before I share my opinions face on video. And a lot of you have already picked up on some of the problems that I've encountered already. Well, with the Mavic Pro, it was obvious I had a focus problem. Even after installing the latest DJI Go app version 4, which if you're not familiar, it's not simply a matter of updating DJI Go to a new version. It's actually a separate download. So you've got to download DJI Go app version 4, and what that'll do with the Mavic Pro is that it'll make the focusing, the tap to focusing, better. Even with the DJI Go app version 4, I found my results to be hit or miss. You'll see some of my videos that seem to be somewhat well focused, but some that were semi-grossly out of focus, which is disappointing because ultimately you want that portability. You want to be able to pull it out and confidently fly. Now, did my Mavic Pro have problems? Maybe it did, because there were situations where I did tap to focus, and there were times, even multiple times during the flight, that I would tap to focus with the Mavic Pro, but my results seemed to always be hit or miss. So with that being the case, that was a huge, for me, being involved with the drone hobby primarily for video, that was a huge disappointment for me. And I'm sure it's probably something that with firmware fixes it'll probably be addressed, but at this point in time it was a huge issue for me. Likewise with the Phantom 4 Pro. The Phantom 4 Pro, I did not encounter any focusing issues. Every video I filmed with the Phantom 4 Pro so far has been absolutely dead on. I mean, we're talking about awesome focus. You can really see how that 1-inch sensor and the 4K 60 frames per second just drastically improves the 4K video quality. It's the best 4K video that I've seen to date from a drone. Now, with that being said, and several of my viewers have commented on this too, they're like, hey man, it looks like at certain points in your video, and they'll give the timestamp, you can see the camera kind of jerks. Well, what you get is kind of like my best way to describe it, and check out my videos and see if you can spot it for yourself within some of the videos, but it's almost like everything looks great and it's like that really quick. It's not like the gimbal goes crazy. It's not like the gimbal's physically moving. It's like it's a glitch with the video recording. So now this isn't a huge problem, but it does occur intermittently, and intermittent video issues like that, anytime you've got something that's intermittent, you don't have 100% reliable video recording. And what if that little thingamajiggy occurs during a key moment of the video? Well, unfortunately, that part of the video would likely be ruined because of that. So it is a bigger issue than I initially thought. So, obviously what I do, I update the firmware, and I use different memory cards. I use the micro SD card that came with the Phantom 4 Pro. It occurred with that. I used a different micro SD card. It occurred with that. Then I ordered a super duper high speed micro SD card, and it still occurred with that. So the micro SD card read and write speed, at least with my Phantom 4 Pro, is not the root cause. Everything else seems to be fine, but that issue is present. So I don't know if you're encountering it with your Phantom 4 Pro, if you've got one, or you know other people that are. I don't know if it's a firmware type fix or if it's going to be some sort of hardware. Maybe it's a hardware issue. And I hate to speculate, but it's there. So, looking at the two new drones, the DJI Mavic Pro and the Phantom 4 Pro, those are my two pain points. With Mavic Pro, my pain point has been achieving quality focus. With DJI Phantom 4 Pro, my pain point has been the intermittent little boom boom like that with the video. So with that being said, what do I like about both drones? Well, obviously the Mavic Pro like most every, well actually not most every, but actually all DJI products that I've owned, the build quality is great. For the Mavic Pro to be as small as it is, it feels like it's built like a tank, and it collapses to a very small and manageable travel size and weight. So that's important, especially if you're going backpacking, performing an activity where you may otherwise leave, say, a DJI Phantom size drone at home. You can easily take the Mavic. So it's a situation where you'll probably get more content because you'll probably have the Mavic Pro with you. So that's a huge advantage. And I also like the small travel size and travel weight of the Mavic Pro controller. Now, is that something that, can they create a Mavic style controller for the Phantom 4 Pro? If they could, that would be great, because that would just lessen the amount of travel size and travel weight of the Phantom 4 Pro. Ultimately, what I want to see next with the Phantom 5 is a Phantom 5 with a collapsible design, a modular camera option, and a smaller controller, something like the Mavic has. I think once DJI releases that, they're on the path to creating the perfect drone. The Phantom, again, the DJI Phantom platform is still my favorite drone on the market today. It's continued to get better, better, and better. But with that said, with each version of the Phantom, I've encountered troubleshooting challenges. And these are just challenges that I've encountered with the current models. You know, the Mavic Pro and the DJI Phantom 4 Pro. They're not deal breakers. You know, a lot of people may be like, man, they're putting out junk, dude. I'm going to jump ship, man. Don't want to deal with that anymore. That's one way to look at it. But I look at it as a troubleshooting challenge and what is the root cause of the problem. And that's where I am now in the game. You know, I love both the drones. I like the Phantom 4 Pro more. You know, I wish it was smaller. I wish it was more lightweight. But it handles the wind well. And the video image quality is just off the charts. And the video stability, just like previous Phantoms, it's super stable. With the Mavic Pro, at times, you would see I would get a little bit of shake in the video. So it's not quite as refined as the Phantom. It's not as heavy of a drone. So, you know, it's a situation where it can improve. But it signals where DJI is heading. And I feel that for the first of its kind, you know, the original DJI Mavic, something new, something that DJI has never created before. They've created tons of Phantoms. You know, they're pretty familiar with that form factor, but they created this brand new form factor. They've put it out on the market, and people like myself are getting it, and they're tearing it apart from a performance perspective. And those are the things I've noticed. And I don't say any of this in a negative way. Again, I'm not a DJI fanboy, because if it breaks, I'm going to call it out. And if it performs well, I'm going to call that out too. So, you know, I'm not here to say DJI is the best thing in the world without having negative things to say. But I will say DJI Phantom is my favorite drone platform on the market today. I wish they would have some competition, but they haven't. People have tried to compete, but they've failed. And some have failed more epically than others, but it's exciting. I mean, both of these are great drones, and I hope you've enjoyed, again, watching my videos. If you haven't watched them already, you know, check them out, because I've got tons more coming soon. I'm just again starting to scratch the surface with the DJI Phantom 4 Pro. The Mavic Pro, probably a situation where I may revisit it during a later release. You know, maybe a Mavic Pro 2 if they come out with that. The Mavic Pro original for me, having been spoiled, excuse me, I just got over the flu. Having been spoiled by the DJI Phantom 3 Pro that was 4K 30, the Phantom 4 Pro that was 4K 30, and now just in awe at the quality of the Phantom 4 Pro from a video quality, and that's the video image quality and also the stability of the video. The Mavic Pro just doesn't come close enough for me. So I would rather use a Phantom 3 Pro than a Mavic Pro, despite the awesome size and weight advantage of the Mavic. For me, the camera quality is just not there right now. And I also question over time, even using the camera protector during transport to better protect the Mavic, how well will it hold up over time? You know, using it repeatedly, how well will the Mavic Pro hold up? And obviously the arms fold. You know, how many times can you fold without accidentally breaking something or knocking something loose enough to where during flight it may create more wobble? I mean, there's advantages to a foldable design. There are also disadvantages. So, you know, time will be the only way to test this because it's a new product. It's a new product that none of us have used. Again, Phantoms, there have been several versions, but the Mavic Pro is a brand new design. Now with the Phantom 4 Pro, you know, it's a situation where I see it evolving. I see the Mavic Pro and the Phantom 4 Pro signaling what's next. And I think, again, what I think is next is a Phantom 5 that will be foldable, that will have a modular camera option, that will have a smaller controller, and will just really knock our socks off. Because that's, and it may be a little bit, it'll probably be a little bit bigger than a Mavic Pro, but it'll probably be a lot more portable than an existing Phantom 4 or Phantom 4 Pro. So, you know, we're in exciting times here. If you're obsessed with drones like I am, you know, if you're just deeply connected with this hobby, then it should be an exciting time for you as well. So, yeah, don't take what I just said and feel discouraged, because it's not, I'm not sharing this to try to make people feel disappointed. I am super stoked by both of the new drones, but there are those elements that are less than perfect, and hopefully they'll be worked out. I mean, it's, you know, these came out right before a major holiday, so I'm sure there were some, you know, there was a little bit of expediting going on behind the scene. You know, expediting the assembly of these drones, expediting the shipping. You know, maybe when things slow down and when everybody has a chance to look at it and say, okay, these are the subtle issues. How do we fix these? Are these software addressable, or do we need to issue a product recall? Which course of action do we need to take to properly satisfy our customers? So that's where we are. So I appreciate your viewership. Again, if you haven't subscribed, be sure to do so, youtube.com/IRICSky, and check out 400orbelow.com. If you haven't checked out 400orbelow.com, I've got a ton of drone content there, tons more coming soon. I post all of my previously recorded live shows on 400orbelow.com, or you can just go to epicdroneshow.com and you can get there as well. But I appreciate your viewership. Have fun. Obviously, fly safely. Be your own drone evangelist. Go out and preach the responsible and safe use of drones. And let's see this hobby continue to evolve. Thanks for watching, and y'all have a good day. Hey y'all, IRICSky here. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to subscribe, like, and share. It's viewers like you that enable my channel to continue to grow. Thank you.